What's going on, guys? My name is Alex. I'm an automotive photographer and videographer, and this weekend I am flying to Italy because there's two things in Italy you really need to experience: spaghetti and Ferraris. And we're going for both. Guys, this opportunity is insane, but I am traveling with Shell, partnered with Ferrari, to Italy to capture Ferraris. It's absolutely bonkers that this is even happening, but I'm gonna walk you guys through what I'm packing in my bag as a content creator. To start, we've got the Brevity backpack. I got this one last year before a bunch of my travels, and I really like it. What I enjoy about this one is it actually is quite spacious. I can fit a ton of gear in here, and it doesn't look like a camera bag. So people aren't eyeing you up and trying to steal your stuff. This camera bag has everything you need while still looking like a normal person backpack. It's got all the slots you need, like laptop up here, which fits a 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is what I've got. We've got a big slot up here, so you can put like all your dongles and things, which I'll show you. And then this opens up and you can access all your camera gear from the top down, which I absolutely love how easy the access is. The con to this one is it's not waterproof at all. It is water resistant, but if you're gonna get caught in a heavy rainfall, it gets a little bit interesting. So that's the Brevity backpack. You can check it out linked down below. They're actually pretty cost effective compared to a lot of like other camera bags out there that are gonna run you a pretty penny. Now, moving on to the main camera body that I am bringing, I am going to be bringing the Lumix S5 II X. When it comes to hybrid cameras, this camera does it all. I'm absolutely stoked on the Lumix S5 II X. It shoots incredible photos. The dynamic range is beautiful. It looks fantastic. And the video quality that you get out of this camera is insane. Dynamic range is very on par with the best in class for a much more cost-effective body. The only con to this camera as it stands is you don't get full frame slow motion. You can shoot 60 frames per second in 1080p or cropped at 4K. Now, the quality of that cropped 4K is still fantastic, and actually in many use cases has come in handy when it comes to your limitation of lenses. They're also releasing a firmware update for this camera where it gives us car automotive autofocus, which I know this is already out in other camera bodies, but for it to come into this camera body is huge. Super excited about Lumix and what they're doing. Now, that's my main camera body, but of course I'm traveling, so you need to have access to a camera that you can just shoot really quick. So that's where the Fuji X100V comes in. I absolutely love this camera. It's just so much fun to use because you can just pull it out and start shooting. You don't have to worry about settings. I've got it on the Peak Design strap here. Everything's on auto except for the aperture, which I set to the 2, and I've got a Pro Mist filter on there as well, just to add some vibes. So that's my secondary camera that I'll be shooting while I'm traveling. Of course, they've just launched the X106, but the reason that I use this camera is for JPEGs, honestly, just to shoot and be able to import them to my phone really quickly and be able to send it. So I don't really feel like I need the upgrade that came from the X106, so leave that up to you, but if you can get your hands on an X100V, incredible cameras. And of course, I'll have my iPhone with me, so I'll be shooting with that photos and videos as well. Lenses is one of the harder things to choose. I'm a heavy prime user because I love getting that lower aperture when I'm shooting. Just that option to shoot in low light to me is well worth shooting with primes and having to move my feet. I have enough room in here to bring 3. Now, I've got the full lineup of Lumix lenses, and the reason that I love the Lumix lenses is that they are all the same size. They have the same thread filter, the same aperture. There's no guessing. They're all just beautiful, and they just fit well, and they look amazing. So they all have a 67mm thread. So at this point, the lenses that I've landed on to bring is the 18mm f1.8, which will capture any vlog stuff, any wide imaging for locations that I'm going to be at. The next focal length up that I'm going to shoot with is the 24, which is the one that we have on the camera right now. It also is an f1.8 and literally looks exactly the same as this, same weight, same thread size. I absolutely love it. The next lens I'm debating bringing is the 50mm lens, f1.8. Again, same size, same weight. It's incredible what these guys have done. Now, here's the ringer of a lens that I'm going to bring. Lumix just released the 28-200 lens. This is a great all-rounder for travel. Another huge pro, it is also very small. So it is the smallest in its class for these like super zooms or whatever you call these things. I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with this. So if for whatever reason the 18, the 24, and the 50 aren't good enough, well, then we've got that one. Next up, we've got the filters that I'm going to bring. You guys know, as automotive photographers and filmmakers, you need filters. You need CPL filters and you need variable ND filters, and you might like having a mist filter. In fact, we're using a mist filter right now, which you can see a little bit of the glow and haze on these lights here, which I love that look. I think it just brings down some of that digital look that we get from these really high resolution digital cameras these days. But what I love about my Lumix lenses and them all having the same thread size is you can just get one set of ND filters. For those ones, I've gone with a set of Moment filters. These are all 67mm threads. So we have the CPL, we have the variable ND, and we have the mist filter that we're using there. So these come in clutch. And again, anytime I switch a lens, I can very easily just take off the filters from the lens I'm using and move them over to whichever lens I'm going to be using. Now this next filter here is pretty fantastic. It comes from Freewell, and it's actually a really great lens for automotive content creators because it is a CPL with a variable ND built in. This one is an 82mm. I can use it on any and all of my lenses, and then I put a 67mm lens ring adapter on here, so I can put this on any of my lenses as well. So this will be a great filter to use when I'm just out and about shooting, and because I'm a hybrid shooter, I switch between photos and videos very frequently. Now, when it comes to capturing audio, I'm bringing two different audio sources. I've got the Rode Video Micro, which I'm using down there. Hopefully it sounds okay. And that comes with this little wind muffler guy, so you can put this on top of your Rode Video Micro. When it comes to capturing my voice, I use a kit from a company called Movo. They have been fine. I honestly wish that they were the DJI ones, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on those. But it comes with two transmitters and a receiver, and in fact I currently have the transmitter plugged into my Rode Video mic, and then that is attached to my camera, which is how we're capturing the audio right now. But that's a great way to be able to move your microphone around any way you want. I have also got a lapel mic in here just in case I'm going to be standing farther away from the camera. Honestly, if you have the budget, I would say get the better ones like DJI that now have float audio, much more trustworthy. They can also record internally. The Movos have been fine, no issues. If you guys are on a budget and looking for some wireless transmission microphones, I'll link them down below. You guys can take a look at them as well. Now, once you've captured all your content, you've got to put it somewhere. So I use the Apple M1 Pro chip laptop, the 16-inch, which fits great up in this slot up here. It's currently plugged into my system back there, but it fits in here no problem, along with my M1 Pro iPad. You can transfer photos and videos through the iPad here with a dongle, which is super helpful when you're traveling and you just want to edit some photos on the go. So I love using that for traveling. Now up inside here, we do have that extra pocket here, which zips open, and this is where I keep my SSD drives. I've got this 1 terabyte Samsung SSD as a secondary, and also with the Lumix S5 IIX, you can actually plug this in and then you can start to record RAW and ProRes. Pretty incredible what these two cameras paired together can do. I also have a 2 terabyte Samsung SSD. That way I can back up any of my data and have some redundancies. And these things are beauties because SSDs, you don't have to worry about dropping them, shaking them, whereas any of those other external hard drives, if something bumps it, you're kind of risking it for the biscuit there. Of course, in here, I've got my AirPods Pro for the airplane, and Apple Pencil for any design work I want to do. And lastly, in the pocket down here, we have kind of all of our dongles, so I can import photos to my phone right away. I've got all my charging cables for my laptop, for my phone, etc., and extra batteries and stuff go in here as well. And the last pocket that you get on this thing that is a beauty is this pocket right here for any of your passports and those kinds of things right in there. So it's a really well thought out backpack, and I really enjoy using this for travel. It makes it really easy. a little bit inconspicuous. It doesn't have all the crazy features that you're going to get from some of those more expensive ones that are going to be waterproof and have beautiful magnets and zips or whatever, but I honestly really enjoyed using this. No complaints at all. So this is how I'm going to be traveling in 2024, and I've got a lot of trips on the horizon, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we're going to Italy, we're going to Hawaii, we're going to Japan, and then we're traveling all the way across Canada for automotive photography. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned to the channel. I always love dropping tips and tricks with you guys and bringing you along for the automotive photography journey. But I really do appreciate your guys' time. You might enjoy this video here, and you might want to subscribe to the channel there, but I really hope I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.